also got you through the second half of our doubleheader here this afternoon after Lindsey Wilson women won by a score of 76-68 earlier over Upike. Blue Raiders and Pikeville earlier today. I talked to Coach Keith Atkins, get his thoughts on today's matchup.
Coach, Pikeville comes to town today. This is a team that it's interesting because they have a really good record. They haven't played a great schedule. Now they're in conference play, still playing well. This is one of those teams that seems like I got to think it's probably has a lot to do with Kelly Wells, is the fact that he can get his teams, despite playing a pretty soft non-conference schedule, to play well in conference play.
Well, there's several ways to go about scheduling, and each coach has a different philosophy, and several teams in our league, play almost exclusively home games in the non-conference portion of their schedule, and some of them have a little bit more money to buy some of those games than other teams do, and to each his own. But I'll give Kelly Wells and University of Pikeville credit; they always back it up with great conference play. So what can you say? That obviously works for them. It's a formula that they've used over the years, and give them credit. They always back it up by finishing first, second, or third in our league. They always go out to the national tournament, represent us well. So once again, to each his own. They're good. They're different from last year. The last couple of years they've either finished first or second in this league. They've always had big post players that could help, and but this is a really balanced team. Once you get past De La Cruz, he's just another level of offense for them. But just a solid team all the way around.
De La Cruz, he can score in a lot of different ways. He can step out. He can hit the mid-range jumper. He's leading the conference in scoring at almost 24 points a game. Is that where the defense starts with him?
Absolutely, and that's what I put in our scouting report. I said this guy can score in any way possible. I mean, they will put the ball in his hands out front and run him off ball screens. They will have him set ball screens. If you come out, rush out too quick on a three-point jumper, he's going to shot fake and get to the mid-range and pull up really effective from 15 feet. They will post him up some against smaller people and even bigger people, and he's capable of scoring there. He has hit some big shots for me. He had the last-second shot against the University of the Cumberlands last week to win a game against them, and he's just a tough cover because, once again, also he's 6'5". It's not like you've got we just don't have that type of athlete at that size other than Shaq, and Shaq's going to have to guard some other guys. We're going to put some a little bit smaller on him and just have to compete for 40 minutes.
Part of their statistics are basically predicated on the fact of their pre-conference schedule, but they're averaging 94 points a game. That's first in the conference. You're only giving up 67, also first. It's a contrast in styles today. Is pace or the however you're going to play the game, the speed of it, is that going to be a key?
Well, they can score. There's no question they can really score the basketball, but I think the 94 points per game is definitely a product of the schedule they played early in the season. You look at their conference games, and they're not quite putting up those type of numbers. You look at the 4 conference games, I think they score 77 the other day against Cumberland University, and then I think they were in the 60s when they beat University of the Cumberlands. They did get to 84 and 86 against Shawnee State and Life, but those are 2 up-tempo teams. Pikeville is not going to play overly fast. They'll have some guys. They'll get some run-outs and maybe some transition points off steals and turnovers. But the bottom line is they're pretty deliberate. They want to play in a half court where they can use their strengths and use all those weapons that they've got, to their advantage. So I don't think pace is going to be an issue, unless it's just one we need to increase, to get them going a little bit faster.
You guys over the last couple of games have picked up the pace a little bit on your offensive side. It's produced some easy baskets, and I got to think in a situation where we struggled at times this season, not so much the last 2 games offensively, getting easy baskets could really go a long way in winning this game today. Well,
what we've got to do, we've got to just not turn it over. I could care less what pace we play. We shortened the pace. We slowed the pace up, a couple of weeks ago in an effort to decrease our number of turnovers, and we accomplished that. But the last 2 games, I said, here's I'm more allow you to run a little bit more. I'm going to allow you to go a little bit faster, but it cannot be at the sacrifice of the possession of the basketball. We can't just start taking wild shots. We can't get unorganized on offense, and we dang sure cannot turn the basketball over. So if we can play at a quicker pace, it benefits us. We got some shooters. We got a 4-man that can actually handle and pass it in Shaq. So, it benefits us a little bit if we play a little bit faster, as long as we don't just get out of control and start turning it over.
You mentioned a little bit about Dela Cruz being kind of maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but a little bit of a mismatch against your defense. Does any of your guys pose a mismatch to them?
I don't think so, because they've got a lot of what I call medium-sized guys. They've got 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", from the 2 through the 4 spot, and those guys are pretty much interchangeable. Not only on the offensive end, but they're also interchangeable on the defensive end. They will guard basically 1 through 4. So I don't think that we have any guys that create mismatches. But I think we've got some guys that can take advantage of certain situations if we get a switch.
Coach, what's going to take you to win today?
The same energy, the same emotion we played with. I can care less, what we do today. It's how we do it. I thought the difference the other night was not shooting, not defense, not this, not that. It was the energy and the emotion that we brought to the floor, something I don't think we've had this whole year. So if we can bring those two things again, positive energy, positive emotion, I think we have a pretty good chance.
Coach, good luck today.
Thanks, Chris.
It's LWC men's basketball coach Pete Atkins before the Blue Raiders take on the Bears. Let's step away for a minute. We'll come back. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Lindsey Wilson and University of Pikeville. Let's go through our starting lineups first for the Bears. Upike comes in with a 16-3 record, 3-1 in Mid-South Conference play, ranked 15th in the country. Coach Kelly Wells is their head coach, but he is not here today. I'm told that he is not feeling well, is currently maybe even in the hospital. And so if Coach Wells is watching us by any chance, our very best to Coach Wells. He is one of the, if not the finest coach in the Mid-South Conference, and we wish him all the best in the world. Coach Wells comes in with a record of 320 wins, 124 losses in 14 seasons. He was finished, he's 302 wins, 105 losses in 13 years at Upike. Bears on a current 3-game winning streak. Their last win, a 77-70 win at home on Thursday night against the University of the Cumberlands. But the Bears have yet to win a game on the road. They're 0-2 this season. They lead the conference in scoring at 94 points a game. They lead the conference in field goal shooting at nearly 53% per game. And they lead the conference in rebounding margin at 11.5 on the plus side. Starting lineups for the Bears: at one guard, Chase Parsley, 5'10 junior from Kermit, West Virginia, averaging 8 points and a team high 4.3 assists per game. That's third best in the conference. Javian Dela Cruz is a second guard, 6'5 senior from Brooklyn, New York. He's leading the conference in scoring at 23.7 points a game, also averaging 5.6 rebounds. That leads the team. Third guard is Javante Carlton. He is averaging 10.5 points a game, 6'4 senior out of Richmond, California. Xavier Gona is a 6'6 junior from Kilgore, Texas. He's at one forward, averaging 10.3 points a game. Luke Lehue, the other forward, 6'8 junior from Ripley, West Virginia, averaging 10.7 points a game. So to be Parsley, Dela Cruz,
Godich, Carlton, and Lehue for Upike. Lindsey Wilson with a record of 10-9 on the season, 1-3 in Mid-South Conference play. Blue Raiders not ranked in the national poll. Keith Atkins in his 19th year as a head coach, 379 wins. He's 10-9 here at Lindsey Wilson in his first year. Blue Raiders on a 2-game winning streak. They defeated Shawnee State here on Thursday night, 84-67. Blue Raiders 9-2 at home this season. Blue Raiders lead the conference in points allowed per game, giving up just 67 points a game, and leads the conference in three-point field goal defense, allowing opponents to hit 29% of their threes. Three-guard lineup for the Blue Raiders. J.R. Adams, the first guard, 6-foot junior from Houston, Texas, averaging 10.2 points a game. Kel Stotts, the Blue Raiders' leading scorer, at 15.2 points a game, is the second guard. He's a 6'2 sophomore from right here in Columbia, went to Adair County High School. Pierre Lee's the third guard, 5'10 junior from Greenburgh, New York, averaging 7.6 points, leads the team, fifth in the conference in assists at 3.5 a game. Matt Eldridge, coming off of a career-high 23 on Thursday night, a 6'8 junior from Romulus, Michigan, is averaging 14 points, leads the team in rebounding at 9.2 a game. And Shaq Laney, the other forward, 6'4 senior out of Philadelphia, averaging 11.5 points and nearly 5 rebounds. So it'll be Adams, Laney, Stotts, Eldridge, and Lease for the Blue Raiders. Lindsey Wilson in their home white, trimmed in blue, LWC across their chest. Upike in their road orange, trimmed in some gray, little bit of black trim. Upike across their chest. It'll be Eldridge who will jump center against Lehue. Lindsey Wilson leads the all-time series, 37-33, including 20 and 11 here in Columbia. Ball's in the air. Eldridge taps it back, but it'll go all the way back to Gona, and Upike will start with the basketball first. Lindsey Wilson opens up in a man-to-man. Carlton with it. He'll throw it up top to Gona. They'll feed it down in the post to Lehue. His shot's no good. Gets it back, puts it back up, and it rattles in. Luke Lehue with the first bucket of the game. 2-0, Upike on top. 30 seconds into this one. Second half of our doubleheader. Lindsey Wilson women won the first matchup, our first game today, 76-68. Laney drives, gets cut off, kicks it back outside for Eldridge. He'll bury a 17-foot jumper. Lindsey Wilson going to show a little three-quarter token pressure. Gona throws it up to Lehue. He'll kick it back outside to Carlton. And Parsley will set up the offense. Comes up top to Gona. They'll swing it around to Dela Cruz. He'll feed the post to Lehue. Spins, puts it up off the glass and in. Luke Lehue with both baskets for the Bears. We played a little more than a minute of this first half. 4-2 our score. Upike on top. Laney gives it up top to Stotts. Around to Lease. Gets cut off by Dela Cruz. He'll lob it back outside for Eldridge. Swings it around to Laney. Laney puts down the dribble. Kicks it outside for Eldridge. He'll try a three. Good. Matt Eldridge with 5 points in the game. And the Blue Raiders with their first lead of the game, 5-4. A little more than a minute gone by. Dela Cruz brings it up in the front court. It's back tipped by Lease. Over to Adams. Now Stotts, and he'll lay it up and in. Lindsey on top by 3, 7-4. Dela Cruz with it in the back court. Works it up. Lobs it into the front court to Carlton. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Good. Carlton just 25% from behind the arc on the season, 12 of 47, but that one was good, and he's tied the game at 7 apiece. 17:45 left, opening half. Lease with it on the right side, gives it to Adams. He'll drive baseline, shoots from 15 feet off the baseline, no good. Lehue with the rebound for Upike. Parsley brings it up into the front court. Drives on Lease, gets cut off, kicks it outside for Gona. He'll feed the post to Lehue. Shot up off the glass and in. Tough shot for Luke Lehue. He's got 6. And Upike with 5 straight points reclaims a 9-7 lead. Lease with the basketball, brings it in the front court, throws it over to Adams. He'll come off the screen by Laney, hands it to Lease on a little weave out top. Stotts with it, sees a lane, kicks it out in the corner for Adams. 3-ball from the corners, no good. LaNey with the rebound. Gives it outside for Parsley. He'll bring it up into the front court for the Bears. Parsley asking for a pick. He gets it, drives, gets cut off by Lease. Throws it outside for Gauna. Dela Cruz back down Adams. He's double teamed. Kicks it out to Gauna. He'll try a three. It's no good, but a whistle and a foul on Shaq Laney. Laney's first, team's first, and they'll send Gauna to the free throw line for 2 shots. Make it 3 shots. 72% free throw shooter. Put Gauna to the line. Free throw is up. It's good. His first point today. 10-7. Upike with its largest lead on the board right now. 2 more coming up. Free throw, good. 11-7. 16:34 left here in this opening half. And free throw is good for Gauna. He's got 3 points, and the lead is 5. 8 straight for the Bears. They lead at 12-7. Lease with it. He'll hand it off to Adams. Drives, kicks to Lease. Throws it up top to Eldridge. Eldridge hands it off to Stotts. Comes off the screen, down the lane. Left-handed layup, up and good. Kel Stotts with 4 in the game. 12-9 our score. That'll end the run. Dela Cruz quickly in the front court for Upike. Dribbles behind his back, goes baseline, lays it off to LaNey. He missed the shot, and a whistle and a foul on Eldridge. Matt Eldridge is first. LaNey will go to the line for 2 shots. Ty Compton is serving as the head coach for Upike in the absence of Kelly Wells as LaNey goes to the line. 64% free throw shooter. First one's up. It's good. He's got 7. John Ostermer going to check in for the first time. The 6'6 senior from Turkey, averaging 5.5 points a game. He'll replace LaNey. LaNey's second free throw is good. He's got 8 of the Bears' 14 points. 14-9 as we've played 4 minutes in this first half. Lease gives it outside for Eldridge. Comes up top to Ostermer in between the circles. Stotts comes and gets the pass. He'll drive. It's cut off. Pass down low for Adams is knocked away by LaNey, and Upike with the takeaway. That's the first turnover of the game for Lindsey Wilson. Parsley comes up, angles to the right side, throws it back outside for Gauna. Drives baseline, does Dela Cruz, gets cut off by Stotts, kicks it outside for Parsley. 13 on the shot clock. He'll pull the trigger for a deep 3, no good. Rebound Eldridge, and a whistle and a foul on Gauna. Number 1 on him, team's first.
Foul on number 15, Gauna, his first, and the team's first.
15:22 left, opening half, 14-9. Upike leads it by 5. Lease casually walks it up into the front court, gives it to Eldridge. Now Adams outside for Eldridge. He'll drive, gets cut off, leaves it for Lease. He'll set his feet, shoots the 3, good. Pierre Lease, just a 20% three-point shooter on the season, makes his 9th 3 of the season. Trims the deficit to 14-12. Gauna works it up in the front court. They pass it against that three-quarter court zone. Parsley gives it to Dela Cruz. Ostermer on him. Throws it back outside for Carlton. Back to Dela Cruz. He'll drive on Ostermer. Gets cut off on the baseline. Step back. Fadeaway jumper. Good. Not a lot you can do if you're John Ostermer. That's just a good shot. Dela Cruz with his first bucket of the game. 16-12 our score. Eldridge gives it outside for Adams. Comes up top of the key to Ostermer, around to Lease. 15 on the shot clock. Gives it to Stotts near the top of the key. Parsley on him. Shot clock down to 10. Puts the dribble behind his back. Step back 3. In and out, no good. Rebound by Dela Cruz. 14 minutes left in the front court. Gauna with a 3 in transition. Good. He's got 6 points, and the lead is up to 7. That's the largest of the game, 19-12. 13:50 left, opening half. Lee's doing a drive on Dela Cruz. Kicks it out to Eldridge. He'll penetrate in the lane. Backs down his man. Little hook shot off the glass. No good. Galna with the rebound. Gives it up to Parsley. He'll bring it up into the front court for the Bears. 13:32 left. 19-12 our score. Carlton at the top of the key. Steps back. Throws it to Parsley. They'll feed the post to Lehue. He'll back down Eldridge. Shot blocked by Eldridge. He'll pull the rebound down. Gives it outside for Lease. Works it up in the front court on the far right side. Waits for Eldridge across the timeline. Gives it to him. Around to Adams. JR kicks it out to Stotts in the corner to Lease. Lobs down low for Ostermer. Makes his move, and he's fouled by Galna. His second, team second. John Ostermer goes to the line for 2 shots.
Team second.
75% free throw shooter on the season. He's made 9 of 12, and wholesale substitutions coming in for both teams. 3 for Blue Raiders, 2 for the Bears. Free throw is up. It's no good for Osterman. Stanley Perrin comes in for Upike, 6'9" senior from Brooklyn, averaging 7 points a game. And number 12, Darrell Dominique, 6'5" sophomore from Cincinnati, who averages 7 points a game. For Lindsey Wilson, they'll get Peyton Cundiff in the game for the first time. 6'2" redshirt freshman from Somerset, as Ostermer misses the second free throw as well. Friedens Danaeus, 6'8" senior from Boston. Inside, Dominique scores inside close. He's got his first 2, and it's a 9-point game, 21-19. Laney was going to check in for Ostermer, but he missed the free throw. Lease drives, kicks it outside for Cundiff. Outside for Danaeus. Goes in the corner for Ostermer. He'll try a 3. Good. John Ostermer with his first bucket of the game, 21-15. The lead trimmed to 6. 12:21 left. Parsley with it. Gives it over to Perrin, to Dela Cruz. And an offensive foul on Perrin as he knocks Ostermer to the ground. Stanley Perrin's first, team's third. Now Ostermer will come into the game. Jack Laney will check into the game. 21-15 our score. 12:15 left in the first half. Lease brings it up in the front court. Hands it off to Laney. Shaq goes to the basket. And he draws the foul on Perrin, and that's quickly 2 on him. Ball fake got Stanley Perrin up in the air. You can put a saddle on Laney there. His second, team's 4th. Lease will inbound into Laney. Lobs it back out top to Cundiff, around to Lease. Now Stotts. Stotts goes up to Laney. Going to drive on Perrin again to the basket. Lays it up and in. Nice move by Shaq Laney. 5th Blue Raider to score in this game. 5 straight for the Blue Raiders. They cut it to 4, 21-17 as we go under 12 minutes left in this first half. Parsley with it. Gives it outside for Perrin. He'll drive on Laney. Spins in the lane. Gets cut off. Kicks it outside for Dela Cruz. Dela Cruz will come off of a pick. Gives it to Perrin. Down low, and a whistle and a foul on Cundiff. Peyton Cundiff's first, team second. That'll send us to immediate timeout. 11:32 left in this opening half. 21-17. Upike leads. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. 21-17, Lindsey Wilson leads at 21-17, Lindsey Wilson trails it, 11:32 left in this opening half. Blue Raiders have made 7 of 11 shots, 63%. 3 of 5 from 3, 60%. They missed both their free throw attempts. Upike, though, 7 of 10, 70%. They've made 2 of 3 threes and all 5 free throws. So right now the difference is at the foul line. Bears have out-rebounded the Blue Raiders as well, 6-2. There's another big stat in this game. Pikeville will inbound on the baseline. Parsley will throw it into Dela Cruz, and a whistle and a foul on Danaeus. It's Frieden's first, team's third. Make that the team's fourth. Pass comes into Carlton. They'll go down in the corner to Parsley. He'll try a three. It's no good. Rebound by Laney. Handoff goes to Lease, and Pierre will bring it up in the front court. Down by 4. Lease gives it outside for Laney near the top of the key. Swings it around to Danaeus. They'll give him plenty of room outside the three-point line around to Cundiff. Hands it off to Lease. Lease drives in the paint and throws it away. Got up in the air and didn't have anybody to throw it to. Jazz Parker in the game for the first time for Upike. He was defending Lease, 5'10 junior from Kingstree, South Carolina, averages 7 points a game. Turnover number 2 in the game for Lindsey Wilson. J.R. Adams comes in. Lease will go out. 10:57 left. First half. Carlton with it on the left wing. And an illegal screen on Dela Cruz. Dela Cruz first foul. Team's 5th. Gives the ball back to the Blue Raiders. 10:54 left. First half. Adams with the basketball for Lindsey Wilson. They spread the court. Adams drives, kicks it outside to Laney. Drives on Dela Cruz in the lane. Throws it out to Danaeus in the corner. Out to Stotts. He'll penetrate. Goes inside and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Upike. Leahy's going to check back into the game. He'll replace Dominique, and Eldridge comes in for Danaeus.
And for Lindsey Wilson, number 33, Eldridge, he replaces number 0, Danaeus. Blue Raider basketball.
J.R. Adams will trigger it in, gives it into Stotts, and it's knocked out of bounds by Parker. Lindsey will inbound on the sideline. .636 left. Adams drives on Carlton. Stops, kicks it out in the corner. Cundiff 3 from the corner. Good. Peyton Cundiff with his first bucket of the game, and Lindsey Wilson on an 8-0 run. They've trimmed it to 1. 10:20 left. Parsley angles towards the right side. Comes off the top of the key, and there's another illegal screen. This one on Leahy. His first, team 6th. JR sold that one pretty good, too. And a timeout. Upike. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 21-20, Lindsey Wilson on an 8-0 run with 10:14 left in this opening half. Blue Raiders continue to shoot the ball well. 8 of 12. They're 4 of 6 from 3. Upike 7 of 11, 63%. 2 of 4 from 3. One other game going on in the Mid-South Conference right now, and that is Campbellsville and Cumberland's down in Williamsburg. Cumberland's has battled back. They were down 44-28 at halftime, and they've outscored Campbellsville 29-10 through the first 10 minutes of the second half and lead it 57-54. Adams with the basketball for the Blue Raiders. He'll drive, kicks it out to Eldridge. Penetrate, backdoor pass to Cundiff. He's shots blocked from behind by Parker, but a foul will send Peyton Cundiff to the free throw line. So Peyton Cundiff will go to the line where he is a 65% free throw shooter. 21 of 32. Chance to tie, maybe even take the lead with a couple makes. First one's good. He's got 4 points. And we're tied. 9-0 run for Lindsey Wilson. Blue Raiders in the bonus the rest of this 10:03 of the half as well. Second free throw dance is out. So we remain tied, 21-all. Parsley with the basketball. He brings it up in the front court for the Bears. Hands it off to Carlton. He'll work it against Stotts. Almost taken away by Adams. Parsley drives. Kicks it out to Dela Cruz. He'll pull up from three. No good. Rebound by Cundiff. Gives it off to Adams as Lindsey Wilson will run it up in the front court. Gives it to Laney. Laney drives on Dela Cruz all the way to the basket. Floater up. No, but he draws the foul. Foul's on Dela Cruz, and that's number 2 on the conference's leading scorer. So, Shaq to the free throw line, 81% free throw shooter on the season. Chance to put Lindsey Wilson out in front, and he does. That's his third point of the game. 10-0 run for Lindsey Wilson. Stotts comes out as Lease comes back in. One more for Laney. It's good. 4 points. 23-21. 11-0 run for the Blue Raiders. In the corner goes to Parker. He'll kick it back outside for Parsley. Back to Parker. Drives. Out to Parsley. Swings around to Carlton. Bounce pass goes in the post to Dela Cruz. He'll work against Laney. Fadeaway jumper. No good. Rebound Laney. Shaq works it up in the front court. Puts the dribble between his legs. Penetrates. Gets cut off. Kicks it out to Lease. Hands it off to Adams. JR as the Blue Raiders spread the court against this Pikeville man-to-man. Adams off of the screen, drives, kicks it out in the corner. Lease, 3 from the corners, up, no good. Rebound, knocked out, and Carlton with the rebound. He'll run it up in the front court. Lays it off for Dela Cruz, lays it up, missed it. And a whistle and a foul on Pierre Lease. They said Pierre was in the restricted area. That's his first, team's 5th, and we'll send Dela Cruz to the line. 75% free throw shooter on the season. A chance to end this 11-0 run for the Blue Raiders, and he missed it. One more coming up. Second free throw, good. We're tied. Nope, we're not. 23-22. Lindsey Wilson up by 1. Well, the Cruz comes out as Galna comes back in. 8:46 left, first half. Lease jogs it up in the front court, hands it off to Laney. Crosses, drives, in the lane, spin, kicks to Lease. Outside to Cundiff. Pulls up from 3. Good. Cundiff has 7 points, 26-22. Lindsey Wilson with the 4-point leads. That's their largest of the game. Galna with it, top of the key, working against Laney. Gives it outside for Parker, and Lease knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with Upike. 26-22. Lindsey Wilson up by 4 on a 14-1 run after going down by 9. Parker works it in between the circles. Gives it to Leahy. Back out top to Galna beyond the 3-point line. Over to Parker. 6 on the shot clock. Drives on Lease. Pulls the trigger from 15. No good. Rebound Carlton. He'll go back inside, and he's fouled underneath. Take your pick. There were 3 different Blue Raiders there. They'll give it to Cundiff. Number 2 on Peyton. Team 6. So both teams going to be in the bonus the final 8:01 of this one. But first, Carlton with 2 free throws. First one's up. It's good. 4 points in the game for Javante Carlton. (26-23). 8:01 left. I think at 26-24 if that free throw spins in. 2-point game, 8 minutes left. Lease brings it up in the front court for the Blue Raiders. Gives it to Eldridge, outside the right elbow, hands it off to Stotts. He'll curl for a 3 that's in and out, no good. Rebound by Parsley. Good shot, just didn't go down. Here comes Carlton racing up in the front court. Drives around Stotts to the basket, up and under, good. What a move by Javante Carlton. He's got 7 points. 26 apiece, 7:32 left. This opening half. Lease hands it off to Adams. Gives it outside for Laney. He'll drive, stop, and pop from 15. Good. 6 points for Shaq Laney. 28-26, 7:18 left. First half. Parsley brings it up in the front court for the Bears. Off of a screen by Lehue. Now Galna. He'll take the pass, Will Galna. Throws it in the corner for Carlton. Fakes a three, drives on Adams, gets cut off. Bounce pass goes down for Lehue. He'll get double teamed. Parsley swings it around to Parker. Three ball from the corner. Nope. Rebound by J.R. Adams. He'll run it up in the front court for the Blue Raiders. Leaves it for Laney. Laney with it. Puts down a dribble. Back to Adams. He'll hand it off. No, he'll keep it. Now he'll give it out to Lease. Around to Laney. Laney puts down the dribble between his legs. Backs down Parker. Kicks it out to Stotts for a wide open three. Good. Boy, credit Shaq Laney for that. He backed down his man knowing he was going to draw the double team. Kicked it to Stotts, who buried the three. Lindsay up by 5, 31-26, 6:27 left in this first half. Carlton drives down in the lane, stops and puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebound knocked around, picked up by Laney. Shaq runs it up into the front court on the left wing. Puts the dribble between his legs, drives baseline, spins, kicks outside for Eldridge. He'll drive in the lane, and he travels before he can get the pass out in the corner to Stotts. 31-26, 6:08 left. (31-26) our score. As Parsley brings it up in the front court, walks it up in the front court for Upike. Angles towards the right side. Gives it to Carlton straight away. Adams on him. Off to Galna. He'll get to the free throw line. Jumper up and no good. Rebound Parsley as it goes over the head of Lease, who had position but just couldn't corral it. Ricocheted the wrong direction. Back out to Carlton. He'll shoot a deep three that's no good. Rebound Lehue over top of Ostermer. Parsley, another opportunity for Upike. Carlton going to drive in the lane, lays it up and in. Well, you can't give a team this good that many extra chances. 31-28. 3-point game as we head near 5 minutes left in this first half. Laney drives on Galna, goes inside, and a buck foul on him will send Laney to the free throw line when we come back. Foul's going to be on Galna. That's number 3 on him. Team's 9th. And Laney will shoot one of the bonus after the break. 5:13 left, 31-28. Lindsey Wilson up by 3. Back in 1 minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. (31-28), Lindsey Wilson up by 3. Shaq Laney will go to the line here in just a minute out of this timeout. Blue Raiders playing well here this afternoon. Did not panic when they went down. And in fact, surged back to take the lead. Laney's free throw is up. It's good on the one in the bonus. He's got 7 points in the game. One more coming up as he earns the bonus. Blue Raiders shooting 64.7% from the field. Second free throw by Laney is good. He's got 8. Danae's going to come back in. He'll replace Laney, who will go out. Blue Raiders 11 of 17 from the field. 60% from deep. 6 of 10. Pikeville 9 of 20, 45%. They're 2 of 7 from the free throw line. They're behind the three-point line. They're staying in it thanks to the free throw line. They're 8 of 9. Leahy with it just outside the top of the key. Driving inside is Parker. He'll kick it out to Parsley. Drives, gets to the right side, feeds it down low for Dominique, who checked in for a moment ago. And Lindsey Wilson knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with Upike with 10 on the shot clock. Wiping up a little perspiration on the court. Parsley will inbound on the baseline with 10 to shoot. Down low for Leahy, who'll go up and draws the foul on Danaeus. Just got the ball too low, and Danaeus picks up foul number 2. Team 7th will send Leahy back to the line where he's 2 of 2 in the game. 33-28, 4:51 left here in this opening half. Leahy's free throws up. It's good. He's got 9. Averages 10.7. He's well on his way to that. Second free throw, good. Into double digits. First player there by either team. 33-30, 4:45 left. Lease gives it outside for Adams. Near the timeline to Stotts, around to Lease, back to Stotts, fakes a 3, and he lost it going up, but thought he was fouled, and he can't believe that there wasn't a call. Then he's whistled for a foul. You don't see Cale get angry too often. He was angry that time. Team's 8, so one in the bonus coming up for Jazz Parker, who's a 79% free throw shooter. Parker's free throw is up. Good. He'll earn the bonus. First point of the game for Parker. Second free throw is good as well. 33-32, 4:34 left. First half. Lease races it up in the front court, gives it to Adams. Over to Stotts, now Lease, far on the left side. Back to Stotts, around to Adams, bounce pass to Danaeus in the corner. Cross-court pass to Lease in the corner to Ostermer. Fakes a 3, drives, throws it away. Parker with interception. Parker will bring it up in the front court. Dribbling through some traffic, now backs it out in between the circles. Drives, hands it off to Dela Cruz, who has 2 fouls in the game. Leahy back to Dela Cruz. He'll step back, working against Lease's man-to-man. Dribbles behind his back, and an offensive foul. That's his 3rd. So the conference's leading scorer in serious foul trouble in this first half with 3. He'll have to set the final 4:02. Lindsey Wilson's basketball. Gives it outside for Adams to Stotts. Swings it around to Lease. Eldridge and Laney back in the game for the Blue Raiders. Adams kicks it out to Lease. Back to Adams. Again, this zone. Stotts with it in the corner. Back up top to Adams. 10 to shoot. He'll hand it off to Stotts. Now 7 to go. Stotts bounce pass to Laney. Down low it goes to Eldridge. He'll spin. Puts it up. It's blocked by Leahy. Comes outside for Carlton. Lindsey Wilson didn't look good on that offensive set. 3:27 left, 33-32. Parker with it. Drives, kicks outside for Parsley. He'll shoot the 3. No good. Rebound weak side for J.R. Adams. He'll run it up in the front court for the Blue Raiders. Gives it to Stotts. Catch and shoot 3. On its way. In and out, no good. Tapped around, and Carlton with the rebound. He'll run it up into the front court. Jog it up in the front court on the right wing. Met by Adams. He'll kick it out to Parsley. Comes off the double high pick. Gives it to Leahy. Just outside the free throw line. He'll shoot an 18-footer. No good. Lease with the rebound. 2:52 left. Lease works it up into the front court. 33-32. Laney with it. He'll drive. Throws it out to Eldridge. Bounce pass comes outside for Lease, around to Adams. 18 on the shot clock. Eldridge. Lease in the corner. Drives the basket. Goes up with a shot. Draws the foul on Dominique. Darrell Dominique with his first foul. Teams, they're over the bonus, so they would have given Pierre 2 free throws anyway as he was in the act of shooting, but just a 58% free throw shooter on the season. Free throw's no good. Lindsey Wilson now just 5 of 9 from the free throw line, compared to 12 of 13 for Upike. One more for Lease.
Number 55, Lease.
Brady Schmidt comes into the game for the first time. 6'3" junior out of Louisville, Atherton High School, averaging 3.3 points a game. And Lease with another miss. Giving away free points there. Now 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Parker with it. He drives, hands it outside for Parsley. He fumbled it, but gets it back. Gives it out to Schmidt on the left side, and he travels. Turnover by Schmidt is the 6th in the game for Upike. 33-32. Dela Cruz went out of this game with right at 4 minutes, and Lindsey Wilson has not added to its score or its lead at all. Stotts with it. Gives it outside for J.R. Adams near the timeline around to Lease. Lease comes back up top to Adams. Bounce pass goes to Laney. He'll drive. Floater up. No. Rebound. Back to Laney. He'll put it back up again. He got fouled. I was getting ready to say no call, but there was a late call. Also against Carlton. His first. And Matt Eldridge. It was a rebounding foul. It was not a shot foul. So Eldridge goes to the free throw line where he's an 80% free throw shooter on the season. He's made 8 of 10. Again, Eldridge just making his 7th appearance of the season after becoming eligible after Christmas break. 2 looks coming up. Peyton kind of waiting to check in for the Blue Raiders. Jack Laney has 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists early in this game. Eldridge with 2 looks. Trying to add to this 1-point Lindsey Wilson lead. Free throw's good. He's got 6 points in the game. As Cundiff comes in, Lease goes out. Minute 53 left in the half. 34-32. Lindsey Wilson up 2. Eldridge with 1 more coming up. That's good. 7 points in the game for Matt Eldridge. 3-point game, a minute 52 left now. Parsley will work it up in the front court for the Bears. Crosses the timeline. Gives it over to Carlton. Laney on him. He'll drive. Gets down in the lane. Kicks it outside for Parsley. Penetrates all the way to the basket. His shot's partially blocked by Eldridge out of bounds. It'll stay with stay with Pikeville. Parsley throws it into Carlton. Round to Parker. Now Parsley in the corner. Can't get the shot off to Parker. He'll drive. Steps into an 18-foot jumper. No good. Rebound by J.R. Adams. Adams brings it up in the front court as we head under 90 seconds left in this first half. Adams gets bumped. No call. Gives it outside for Laney. Shaq drives in the paint. Leaves it for Elders. Baseline jumpers up. No good. Rebound by Lehue. Good look. Just didn't go down. Carlton with it as he works it up in the front court. We head near 1 minute left in this half. Carlton working against Laney's man-to-man off of a screen by Lehue. Drives, goes in the paint, gets cut off, goes up and under anyway, misses a shot. Lehue with the offensive rebound, put it back up and in. Lehue's got 12, and it's a 1-point game. 48 seconds left, 35-34. Adams drives, gets cut off, loses it. Parker knocks it up in the air, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Lindsey Wilson with 19 to shoot. Adams will trigger it in from the baseline. Gives it out in the corner to Stotts. Parsley on him. Comes off the screen, drives inside, shot up, good, and he's fouled. Stotts with 9. Fouls on Carlton. That's number 2 on him, and Stotts goes to the free throw line for the and 1. Pierre Lease comes back in, as does Danaeus and Ostermer. Eldridge, Laney, and Cundiff all go out in this potentially final possession for Upike of the half. About 3 seconds going to be difference in the game and shot clock. Lindsay up by 3, a chance to go up by 4 with a Stotts free throw. And he can climb into double digits. Free throw's good. 10 points in the game for Kel Stotts. 38-34, 33 seconds left. Parsley dribbles it up into the front court for the Bears. Angles towards the right side. It's going to come off of a screen, double screen now. Goes it outside for Schmidt. Fakes the 3, gives it back outside for Parsley. Around to Parker. Parker backs it out, works it in between the circles, drives on Stotts, goes to the basket. Wild shot, no good. Leahy puts it back up, missed it, back up again and hits it. 3 seconds left. Leahy has 14 points. They stopped time, or stopped the clock, because Stotts threw it. He thought J.R. Adams had inbounded. He did not. So it's going to be Lindsey Wilson will inbound with 0.7 seconds left in this half. And that will end the first half as Adams tried to heave it from one baseline to the other. 38-36, Lindsey Wilson leads it by 2. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. (38-36), Lindsey Wilson leads it at the break. Blue Raiders shot 52% in that first half compared to just 38% from Upike. Upike comes in leading the conference at nearly 53% from the field. Blue Raiders have done a pretty good job on them defensively. Right now, the biggest key for Lindsey Wilson is keeping the Bears off the offensive glass. They have 8 offensive rebounds and turned it into 10 second chance points. If you don't give them the extra chances in this second half, or in this first half, this could be a much larger, and would be a much larger halftime lead. But you got to give Pikeville a lot of credit. They've been gritty. They've been going to the glass, and they've made the most of their second chance opportunities, cutting into 2 points. Another big difference is free throws. Pikeville's made 12 of 13 in the first half. Lindsey Wilson just 8 of 13. So there's 4 points to the good for the Bears. Lindsey Wilson's Kel Stotts leads the way for the Blue Raiders. He's got 10. Luke Leahy has 14 points and already 9 rebounds in the game for the Bears. He leads all scorers. It's 38-36 at the break. We'll go through all the first half numbers later in this halftime. We'll let you know that the Blue Raiders are 9-4 this season when they lead it at intermission. We'll also get you caught up on Mid-South Conference scores when we come back here in a few. But up next is our View from the Hill. We'll step away for 1 minute. We'll come back with that. This is Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
Thanks, Chris. This is Mariah Beasley with this week's
.38-36, Lindsey Wilson leads it. Up next, our View from the Hill. Your host, Mariah Beasley. Mariah?
this week's View from the Hill. For this segment, I checked in with the Director of International Student Programs, Sabina Eastham, to talk about upcoming events in the program, specifically their annual Coming of Age ceremony.
I know that you guys have stuff going on year-round.
Yes.
But specifically, you guys have a pretty important event coming up this month.
Yes, yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and then maybe some of the other stuff you guys have going on this semester?
Okay. We have coming of age ceremony. In Japan, this is a very important holiday. This is when a person, a young adult, becomes an adult with 20, and historically at this time they are allowed to vote, drink and smoke, not necessarily in that order. The voting part was changed 2 years ago to the age of 18 in hopes to have more youth participate in the election process. But it's still this, like I said, huge process where the family and people that accompanied them from kindergarten on through high school will meet them. The mayor of the town will address them. They get dressed up and hair and makeup, and so this has been a very important event. It started maybe 4 years ago when a student mentioned, I don't know, I should maybe fly home, but it's expensive, and so we said very casually back then, well, maybe we can have a little party and kind of like honor this, and then we researched and found out what it all entails, and from there on we grew. And it has become a very dear tradition to Lindsey, to our community, to staff and faculty, to celebrate that. And we have it this year, January 25th, from 2 till 3:30. And we are switching, as I said, we're student-driven, so one format will not fit every student every semester. So we're trying to be very versatile there, very flexible. And we started last semester in August with monthly TED Talks that we borrowed, but we are calling it Transcontinental Educational Discussions. And so we're using this to kind of like showcase a different country every month. In the past we had a few big events per semester, but we thought, well, it might be a better idea to have a constant flow of education, of cultural awareness, of representation coming from the international student programs, thus TED Talks. So we will use the coming of age ceremony and actually educate the folks that will attend about the coming of age process. And we have the mayor, our new mayor of Columbia, Ms. Pamela Hoots, will attend and honor the students, and is giving the traditional speech of responsibility and joining adulthood. And then we will have some traditional Japanese desserts and have the social part of our gathering. So that's January 25th. February, we will have a TED Talk. We're hoping Lithuania. We will have some kind of Valentine's or Galentine's celebration that we will partner with student activities and with our BANA program. And when I mention partnering, that's kind of like what this all entails. It's not just an international student hub. This is where the internationals go. It is where everybody is welcome, where we gather more and more domestic students that are drawn to the international ones. We have students that studied a different language because of their love to the international student programs. We have students that want to do the exchange with a different country because of the experience they made here at ISP. So it's a all-campus activity and or program, and so we love to partner with other programs because that's what this is all about. It takes a village. So March we will visit our middle school for a day of international learning and cultural awareness and diversity, where between 6 and 8 different countries are represented, and so we spend a day teaching children about different countries. We have lunch with them, and it's an experience for the kids, and it's an experience for the students. They love it. They prepare PowerPoints. The thing here is they don't get credit. It's not a volunteer hour where they get some kind of points. They're doing it because they believe in what they're doing, and they love their country, and they're proud of who they are and where they're from, and they want to help educate our kids that sometimes don't go much further out of Adair County. And while you can Google it, it is something different when you have a person that actually grew up in that country, can speak that language, can answer questions, can help you with stereotypes about that country. So it's neat. It's a very special day. In April, we have one of the most anticipated events, if I may say so. In Columbia, Kentucky, we have our International Market Prize.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. This is where, I don't know, again, it's student driven. How many volunteers we get? Between 10 and 20 countries can be represented. We will meet in the Wellness Center. We have an entire basketball court that students will cook. It goes much further. They think about recipes. They call their mothers. They say, okay, now how did you prepare this? How did you do this? They try to find that special ingredient that sometimes is very hard to find here. We order it online. So it's a lot of preparation that goes into it. Finding places to cook and preparing not only dishes, but also presentations about their country, decorating their tables, and again, showcase their love for the country. So we have this in the Wellness Center, and we have always some surprise presentations that are in the works, but I can't talk about that, thus surprise. And then we always invite the public to all of our events, free and open to the public. And last year we had over 400 people attend this event, so it's amazing. And I have people contact me at the beginning of the year, it's like, when is this marketplace? Because we want to put this in our calendar. So it's nice that it became such another dear tradition. Oh my! And then we're almost at the end of the semester, May.
Yeah.
This is when we have our host parent appreciation dinner. For some, it is, I know it sounds corny, the Last Supper, but their students graduate, or they were exchange students and they leave, not to return. For some, it's just a goodbye over the summer. So this is another opportunity for the families to get together. This is a way for international student programs, and for me personally to say thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for what you're doing with and for the students, and just make this huge difference. And again, different things on the agenda, different presentations. So yeah, and then there's commencement, and then there's the shuttle back to the airport. And but long before that, like I said, March, April, May, while all of this is going on, preparation for the next semester is already already on the way. So it's ongoing. It's a great effort from everybody, and I'm excited what the semester will bring.
That was Director of International Student Program, Sabina Eastham. If you would like to get involved in the International Student Program or want to become a host parent, check out their Facebook page or email Sabina at eastams@lindsay.edu. Well, that's all for this week's View from the Hill. Time to get you back to Chris Wells for more halftime activities and fun. This has been Mariah Beasley on the Lindsay Wilson Sports Network.
Thanks, Mariah. 38-36. Lindsay Wilson leads it by 2. Let's take a 1-minute break. We'll come back with first half numbers, get you caught up on the Campbellsville Cumberland's game, get you set for second half action. This is Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsay Wilson Sports Network. First half numbers, get you caught up on the Campbellsville Cumberland's game, get you set for second half action. This is Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsay Wilson Sports Network. This is Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsay Wilson Sports Network. 38-36, Lindsay Wilson leads. The Blue Raiders shot 52% in the first half, 50 from behind the three-point arc, 6 of 12, 8 of 13 from the free throw line. Pikeville goes 38% from the field, 11 of 29, 2 of 8 from 3, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. The Bears out-rebounding Lindsay Wilson 21-11 in that first half. 6 turnovers for Pikeville, 5 for Lindsay Wilson. Kel Stotts leads away with 10 points, 8 for Shaq Laney, 7 for Matt Eldridge. Seven points for Peyton Cundiff, 3 each for John Ostermer and Pierre Lease. Pikeville is led in scoring by Luke Leahy's 14 points, 6 out of Xavier Galna, 9 points for Javante Carlton. Javian Dela Cruz, the conference's leading scorer, was held to just 3 points. Of course, he has 3 fouls as well. Lindsay Wilson opens up the second half with the basketball. Lease with it. Gives it outside for Laney in between the circles. Drives, gets caught, kicks outside for Elders. 3 straight away, no good. Rebound to Parsley for Upike. Good look, just didn't go down. Elders was wide open. Carlton with it for the Bears. Angles towards the right side. Looks down low, feeds Leahy. Being defended by Eldridge. Back outside for Carlton. He'll go inside, off the glass and in. Javante Carlton has 11 points in the game. 38 apiece. We're tied. 19-10 left early in the stages of the second half. J.R. Adams kicks in the corner to Lease. Around to Stotts. Now Laney. He'll drive. Goes down in the lane. Puts it up off the glass and in. Good strong move by Shaq Laney. He's got 10. 18:54 left. We played a little more than a minute in this second half. Carlton straight away. Comes off the screen by Galna. Comes up top to Dela Cruz. Adams on him. He's going to drive on JR, and an offensive foul, and that's 4 on Dela Cruz. And then he just got a technical, and that, I think it was a technical. If it's a technical, he's done. Yep. And Javian Dela Cruz has just fouled out of the basketball game. He's going to finish the afternoon with 3 points. A technical, or a foul, then a technical. So Lindsey Wilson will send J.R. Adams to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Adams has not scored today. He'll have 2 looks here. He's a perfect 20 of 20 on the season. Free throws up. It's good. One more for Adams. Second free throw. Good. Dela Cruz has gone to the locker room. So J.R. Adams makes both free throws. Lindsey Wilson back on top by 4 and the basketball, and Pikeville without their leading scorer for the rest of this game. And the conference's leading scorer, I might add. Adams with it, comes off a high pick by Eldridge, goes inside, knocked away by Parsley. It'll go out of bounds. Pierre Lease will trigger it in from the baseline. Gives it to Stotts. He'll spin in the paint, gets knocked out of his hands twice, and then a reach-in foul on Upike. And then we've got a technical foul on Upike. So Pikeville's kind of coming apart at the seams all of a sudden. There's going to be a foul on Parsley and then a technical foul on Parsley. Timeout, Pikeville. It's a full timeout, and we're going to step away for a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Gets knocked out of his hands twice, and then a reach-in foul on Upike. And then we've got a technical foul on Upike. So Pikeville's kind of coming apart at the seams all of a sudden. There's going to be a foul on Parsley and then a technical foul on Parsley. Timeout, Pikeville. It's a full timeout, and we're going to step away for a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Gets knocked out of his hands twice and then a reach-in foul on Upike. Seems all of a sudden. There's going to be a foul on Parsley and then a technical foul on Parsley. Timeout. 42-38. J.R. Adams back to the line. He makes the first. He's got his 3rd point of the game, all coming from the charity stripe. One more coming up. It's good. So 4 straight free throws for J.R., and now it's a 6-point game, 44-38. That's the largest lead of the game for Lindsey Wilson. Pikeville has 14 fouls already in this half. Eldridge will take the inbounds pass. Lease with it. Has a step. Goes to the rack. Puts it up and in. Good, strong, quick move by Pierre Lease. He's got 5, and the lead swells to 8. 46-38 as we play 2 minutes in this second half. Parsley with it. He angles towards the left side. He'll kick it out to Parker, who comes into the game. Parker throws it outside for Carlton. Going to drive on Adams. Gets cut off, but goes back inside anyway. Shot blocked, and Adams comes out of there with it for Lindsey Wilson. He'll run it up into the front court for the Blue Raiders. JR steps back, shoots the 3. Good! They're going to say it was a 2. 48-38. His foot was on the line. 6 points for J.R. Adams, all coming in this half. 17:30 left. Leahy with it. Gives it outside for Gauna. Back to Lehue. Knocked away by Stotts. Ball squirts loose, and Kale picks it up. He'll run it up into the front court. Throws it in the corner. Eldridge, 3-ball on its way. Good! Timeout, Pikeville. 51-38. Blue Raiders up by 13. 17-12 left. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
Say it was a 2. 48-38. His foot was on the line. 6 points for J.R. Adams, all coming in this half. 17:30 left. Lehue with it. Gives it outside for Gauna. Back to Lehue. Knocked away by Stotts. Ball squirts loose, and Kale picks it up. They'll run it up into the front court. Throws it in the corner. Eldridge, 3-ball on its way. Good! Timeout, Pikeville. 51-38. Blue Raiders up by 13. 17-12 left. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Say it was a 2. 48-38. His foot was on the line. 6 points for J.R. Adams, all coming in this half. 17:30 left. Lehue with it. Gives it outside for Gauna. Back to Lehue. Knocked away by Stotts. Ball squirts loose, and Kale picks it up.
51-38. Lindsey Wilson has exploded here in this second half. They've outscored Upike out of the locker room 13-2. 2 technical fouls issued against 2 different players for Upike. And the Blue Raiders up by 13. Long way to go, though, and Pike was a heck of a basketball team. Cumberland's comes all the way back and defeats Campbellsville 77-76. Upike basketball. Parker with it at the top of the key. Drives on Stotts. Kicks it outside for Parsley. He'll hand it out to Lehue. Penetrates. Throws it back outside for Parsley. He'll drive on Lease. Kicks it out in the corner to Carlton. Drives and runs over top of Stotts. And Kale was in the restricted area. It'll be Stotts' second foul. Team's first of the half, and will send Carlton to the free throw line for 2 shots. Carlton with 11 points in the game. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. They wipe up the court once again. Blue Raiders up to 57% shooting overall, 16 of 28, 7 of 14 from the free throw line. 7 of 14 from the three-point line. And now 12 of 17 from the free throw line, up to 70% after struggling early. Carlton makes the first free throw. He's got 12 points in the game. Two coaches meet at half court. Ty Compton and Keith Atkins, and share something. Second free throw is good for Carlton. He's got 13 points. 51-40, 11-point game, 16:43 left. Adams with the basketball. Gives it over to Laney. Laney works it against Gauna. Outside for Stotts. 16 on the shot clock. Stotts works against Parker. Comes off the screen. Throws it outside for Laney. He'll drive to the rack. Puts it up. They'll wave it off. He was fouled well outside before the shot went in. Foul on Gauna is his 4th. Team's 5th of the half. And Perian will come into the game. Lindsey Wilson with the basketball. Laney with it. Lease back to Laney. 16:15 left. 51-40. Laney pulls the trigger from 18. Good. Shaq Laney with 12 points. 16:05 left. 53-40. Parker drives. Gets cut off by Laney. Or Stotts. Kicks it outside for Perrin. Back around to Parker. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Good. Jazz Parker makes his first field goal of the game. He's got 5 points. 15:45 left, 10-point game. Laney works into the front court, drives, gets cut off. Eldridge to Lease, around to Adams. JR with the basketball. Comes off the screen by Eldridge. Adams, three, top of the key. Good! JR with 9 points, all coming in this half. The lead back to 13, 56-43, 15:20 left. Parker brings it up in the front court, angles towards the left side off of the screen. Stotts right there with him, out to Perrin. He'll shoot a deep two, no good. Long rebound, and Parsley picks it up for the Bears. Another chance for the Bears. Parker three's on its way, no good. And a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be on Orange 23, Perrin, and that's his third, team sixth. And now another technical. Boy, I tell you what, Pikeville has lost control right now. Perrin just picked up foul number 3, said something. There's a technical. That's 4. Ty Compton trying his very best to get his guys to calm down. And now Lindsey Wilson with 2 more free throws coming up, and we've played 5 minutes in this half. Adams back to the line. First free throw, good. He's got 10. One more for Adams. It's good. 11 points for J.R. Adams, all coming in this second half. And now Lindsey Wilson's basketball. Laney will inbound to Stotts. The lead is up to 15. That's the largest lead of the game for the Blue Raiders. Lease hands it off to Stotts to Laney. Laney gives it to Lease. He'll drive, spin in the lane. Floater up, no good. Rebound by Carlton. Not a good shot by Pierre. Carlton runs it up in the front court. Angles towards the left side. Hands it out to Parsley. He'll shoot a deep three. No good. Rebound by Lease. 14:35 left, 58-43. Lease brings it in the front court for the Blue Raiders. Hands it off to Stotts near the top of the key. Gives it to Laney. A little weave out top. He'll stop and pop from 15. Short, no good. Rebound by Parker. Parker will work it up into the front court for the Bears. Gets to the top of the key. Penetrates. Throws it outside for Parsley. Around to Schmidt, who just checked in. He came in for Perrin after he picked up the technical. Parker drives. Puts up a shot, no good, but draws a foul on Kel Stotts. The third on Stotts. Team second of this half. And since Jazz Parker, he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line in the game to the free throw line. He's 79% on the season. Free throw up. Good. He's got 6.
Checking in for Lindsey Wilson, number 5, Adams, and number 12, Wilson. In for the Bears, number 12, Dominic. He replaces number 33, Leahy.
Dominique comes back in, replacing Leahy. One more for Parker. Free throw's good. He's got 7 points. Lease quickly up into the front court for the Blue Raiders. And a timeout. If it's a 30-second timeout, we'll keep it right here. $14 minutes exactly remaining in this ball game. 58-45. Lindsey Wilson with a 13-point lead. They've led by as many as 15. I think Coach Keith Atkins may be talking to his guys about just settling down. You've done the hard work. You took advantage of some really undisciplined moments by Upike. Now just go back and do what you do. Blue Raiders will inbound as John Ostermer, Peyton Cundiff both come back into the game. Adams throws it into Cundiff. He'll give it over to Lease. 58-45. 20 on the shot clock. Handoff goes to Eldridge as the Blue Raiders spread the court out to Cundiff. Cundiff hands it off to Adams. Now to Lease. Lease drives. Gives it off to Cundiff. He'll bounce pass it on the baseline to Ostermer. Throws it out in the corner. Eldridge three from the corner. Short, no good. And the rebound saved in by Dominique. Here comes the Bears. Parsley with it as he works it up in the front court. Throws it outside for Parker. Going to drive on Cundiff. Floater up. No. Tipped by Dominique's no good. And the rebound ran down by Lease. 13-15 left. 58-45. Lindsay on top. Cundiff with it. Gives it outside for Adams around the Lease. Working against the Pikeville zone. Lease throws it out to Cundiff. He'll step into a three. Good. Nothing but net. Peyton with 10 points in the game. 61-45. Leads up to 16. Parsley hands it off to Parker at the top of the key to Schmidt. Schmidt going to drive all the way to the basket. Puts it up and in, and he's fouled. Brady Schmidt with his first bucket. Goes to the line for the and one. Foul on John Ostermer. That's number one on him. Team's third of the half. Schmidt goes to the line where he has made both of his free throws this season, so comes in 100%. Small sample size, though. Free throw up, it's no good. Rebound by Ostermer. 12:42 left. (61-47). Down low it goes to Eldridge. He'll put up a shot, missed it. Rebound by Schmidt. In the front court comes the Bears. Parker with it. Gets to the free throw line, retreats. Throws it outside for Parsley. Back to Parker. He'll shoot a three from the top of the key. Good. He's got 10 points. 8 coming in this half, and the lead's trimmed to 11. 12:05 left. Cundiff with it. Penetrates. Bounce pass in the corner to Ostermer. He'll throw it back outside for Lease. In the corner to Cundiff to Ostermer on the baseline. Great pass to Eldridge, who lays it up and in. Eldridge with 12. Ostermer took a dribble on the baseline under the basket and took two defenders with him, and then he laid it off to Eldridge, who had a wide-open layup. Schmidt with a three. No good. Rebound in the corner. Ran down by Parker. He'll attack the glass. Lays it up and in. He's got 12 in this game. 63-52. 11:23 left. Lease in the front court to Cundiff. Back out to Lease. Around to Adams. Back to Lease. Around to Cundiff. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Good. Peyton Cundiff. 13 points in the game. 66-52. Lead back to 14. 11:03 left. Parker with it. Comes off the pick. Top of the key threes on its way. It's an air ball. And it'll be Lindsey Wilson's basketball. That will send us to a media timeout. 66-52. 10:55 left in this second half. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Lease in the front court to Cundiff. Back out to Lease. Around to Adams. Back to Lease. Around to Cundiff. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Good. Peyton Cundiff. 13 points in the game. 66-52. Lead back to 14. 11:03 left. Parker with it. Comes off the pick. Top of the key threes on its way. It's an air ball. And it'll be Lindsey Wilson's basketball. That will send us to a media timeout. 66-52. 10:55 left for this second half. Back in a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Lease in the front court to Cundiff. Back out to Lease. Around to Adams. Back to Lease. Around to Cundiff. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Good. Peyton Cundiff. 13 points in the game. 66-52. Lead back to 14. 11:03 left. 66-52. Lindsey Wilson leads it. Blue Raiders shooting 56, almost 57% from the field, 21 of 37. They made 10 of 18 threes today for 56%. Pikeville, 39% shooting, 16 of 41. They've made 4 of 14 threes in the game. It'll be Lindsey Wilson's basketball. Laney with it on the outside, near the timeline. Carlton on him and a man-to-man. Laney drives, spins, gets cut off. Out to Ostermer, fakes a three. He'll penetrate, back out to Laney, 10 to shoot. Goes out in the corner to Lease, around to Stotts. Stotts with a deep three, no good. Rebound, knocked around and out of bounds. Last touch by Pikeville. Boy, it gives Peyton Cundiff a ton of credit. He went in there amongst the Giants, or I shouldn't say Giants, amongst the bigs of Upike, and battled with that and forced Pikeville to knock it out of bounds. Lindsey Wilson with another chance, with a fresh 30 to work with 10:26 left in the second half. Lease hands it off. No, he keeps it and goes to the rack, lays it up and in. Fakes the handoff to Stotts, kept it, turned the corner, and lays it up and in. 68-52, lead back to 16, matching the largest of the game. Parker hands it off to Carlton. He'll drive, gets to the left elbow, cut off by Cundiff. Kicks it outside for Galna. He'll step back on a jumper, no good, but draws a foul on Laney. Shaq's second, team's fourth, and Galna will go to the line for 2 shots. 72% free throw shooter. He's 3 for 3 in the game. Free throw on its way up. It's good. 7 points in the game for Xavier Galna, averaging 10.3 a game. The junior, transfer out of Hill College. Second free throw, good. 8 points in the game for Galna. 68-54 as we cross over the midway point of the second half. Lease brings in the front court, gives it off to Ostermer. Cundiff, he'll shoot a three and draws the foul. Cundiff will go to the line for 3 shots. Foul's going to be on Carlton. His third. Team's 8th, so 3 free throws coming up for Peyton Cundiff, who's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe tonight. Not as good of a free throw shooter as you would think, as good of an outside shooter that he is. That one's no good. One more, or 2 more coming up for Peyton as he missed the first. That one's good. He's got 14 points. 69-54. Final free throw coming up. And it's good. 15 points for Cundiff. 70-54. Lead back to 16. 9:45 left. Carlton brings it up in the front court for the Bears. Drives down in the lane and a hand check on Pierre Lease. His second. Team's 5th. Be a common foul. The Pikeville Bears will inbound underneath. Parsley will inbound. Throws it out to Parker. Parsley. Back to Parker. Top of the key to Carlton. Drives in the lane. Lays it up and in. Carlton with 15 points in the game. 70-56. 9:25 left. Lease works it up in the front court against Pikeville's man-to-man. Parsley at half court will pick him up. Over to Ostermer. Here comes Stotts off of the curl. He goes to the deck, and they'll call a walk on Kale. 6th turnover of the game for Lindsey Wilson. Nine minutes, 11 seconds left. 70-56. Blue Raiders on top by 14. It'll be Pikeville's basketball. 5 guys in double digits today for Lindsey Wilson. 15 out of Cundiff, 11 from Adams, 12 from Laney, 10 from Stotts, and 12 from Eldridge. That's some balanced scoring today. J.R. Adams and Matt Eldridge going to come back in. Cundiff and Ostomer will go out. Pikeville's ball, 9:10 left. Carlton brings it up into the front court, angles towards the left side. Drives, gets cut off by Lease. Looks down low, feeds Lehue, kicks it out to Parsley. He'll try a three, good. Parsley with his first basket of the game, and it's an 11-point game. 70-59, 8:50 left. Lease brings it in the front court, angles towards the right side. Comes off of a high pick, gives it off to Adams. And he loses it, taken away by Carlton. Here comes Pikeville. Chance to cut it to single digits, blocked by Eldridge, but he's fouled. Matt Eldridge's second foul, team 6. Carlton's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Carlton's had a good day at the free throw line. He's had a good day in general. 15 points. Make it 16 as he makes that one. He's now a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and it's a 10-point game, 70-60 with 8:35 left. Second free throw, good as well. Carlton's season high is 20. He's well on his way to that. He's got 17. 8.5 left. Lease brings in the front court, lays it for Stotts around at J.R. Adams. To Lease now on the left wing. Puts down the dribble, working against Parsley, and he throws it away. Taken away by Parker. He'll go in. Louie loses it. Picked up by Carlton, and a reach-in foul on Lease. And Lindsey Wilson starting to come unraveled a bit. Timeout, Lindsey Wilson. Coach Keith Atkins has seen enough. Foul on Pierre's his third, team 7th. It'll be one of the bonus when we come back. Back in 1 minute. 8:13 left. 70-60 our score. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
8.5 left. Lease brings in the front court, lays it for Stotts around at J.R. Adams. To Lease now on the left wing. Puts down the dribble, working against Parsley, and he throws it away. Taken away by Parker. He'll go in. Louie loses it. Picked up by Carlton, and a reach-in foul on Lease. And Lindsey Wilson starting to come unraveled a bit. Timeout, Lindsey Wilson. Coach Keith Atkins has seen enough. Foul on Pierre's his third, team 7th. It'll be one of the bonus when we come back. Back in 1 minute. 8:13 left. 70-60 our score. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. 8.5 left. Lease brings in the front court, lays it for Stotts around at J.R. Adams. To Lease now on the left wing. Puts down the dribble, working against Parsley, and he throws it away. Taken away by Parker. He'll go in. Louie loses it. Picked up by Carlton, and a reach-in foul on Lease. And Lindsey Wilson starting to come.
70-61. Upike has trimmed it to 9 after being down by as many as 16. They'll have one of the bonus coming up. Carlton will go back to the line. 6 for 6 from the charity stripe today for Carlton.
Number 24, Carlton at the line for the Bears.
Couple of dribbles on its way up. It's good. He's got 18. Earns the bonus. Second free throw, good. 19 in the game for Javante Carlton. 8:10 left, 70-63. The lead's been trimmed to 7. Lease gives it outside for Laney, working against Galna. He'll drive, gets cut off, kicks it outside for Lease, around to Eldridge. Hands it off to Adams. It's knocked away. He'll go and retrieve it. Drives, kicks it to Lease. Penetrates down in the lane to Laney, and an offensive foul on Lease. His 4th, team's 8th. It's a non-shooting foul. Here comes Cundiff in as Lease will go to the...
Checking in for Lindsey Wilson, number 4, Cundiff.
So it's Pikeville's basketball, 70-63, 7:43 left. Parsley with it. He'll drive, gets cut off, kicks it out in the corner for Parker's three. It's no good. Rebound by J.R. Adams. Adams will bring it up in the front court. Goes it over to Laney with 7.5 left. Laney going to drive on Galna. All the way to the rack, lays it up and in. Laney saw an opening and took it. He's got 14. We'll stop the bleeding a bit. 72-63, 7:17 left. Carlton with it, working against Cundiff. He's going to drive, gets cut off, goes up with a shot, missed the layup, rebound knocked around, and J.R. Adams comes out of there with it. Boy, Carlton has made everything today. Well, not everything, but he's made that move all game long and hasn't missed. First miss he's made. Laney drives to the rack, kicks it out to Eldridge. 15-foot jumper. Good! Matt Eldridge with 14 points. Laney could have laid that one up, was unselfish. In fact, I wish he was a little selfish. But Eldridge paid it off. 74-63, lead back to 11. Parsley with it. Bounce pass goes down to Mayhew. It's knocked away by Cale Stotts and a late whistle. Oh, man, what a bad call. Stotts is fourth, team's ninth, so 2/3 of the Lindsey Wilson backcourt is 4 fouls with 6:37 left. Free throw is up. It's no good. Rebound to Laney. Layhew's first miss. He was 4 of 4 prior to that. Laney with it. Stop and go. Gets to the free throw line. Kicks it out to Eldridge. Hands it off to Stotts. Cale drives. Outside it goes to Eldridge and over to Adams. 10 on the shot clock. 6:15 on the game clock. JR comes off the screen. Kicks it to Laney. Fakes a three. Now he'll shoot the three. No good. Rebound Cundiff. Or couldn't get it Cundiff. It was Parsley who comes out of there with it. He'll run it up in the front court. Cundiff had position but just couldn't grab it. Outside to Carlton. He'll back it out near the timeline. With 5:56 left. We'll have a media timeout, or the final one, on our next dead ball. Carlton feeds it down low for Layhew. He'll work against Eldridge. Hook shot good. Tough shot for Luke Layhew. After 14 first half points, that's his first points of the second half. He's got 16. 74-65, 9-point game. 5:36 left. Laney with it. Comes off the high pick. Steps back. 15-foot jumper. No good, but draws the foul. That's going to be against Galna, and that will be his fifth.
Foul is on number 15. That's his fifth and final.
So he will foul out and end his afternoon with 8 points. We'll step away for a minute. When we come back, Laney will shoot 2 free throws. It is 74-65. With 5:31 left, Lindsey Wilson leads. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
Layhew, after 14 first half points, that's his first points of the second half. He's got 16. 74-65, 9-point game. 5:36 left. Laney with it, comes off the high pick, steps back, 15-foot jumper, no good, but draws the foul. That's going to be against Galna, and that will be his fifth. So he will foul out and end his afternoon with 8 points. We'll step away for a minute. When we come back, Laney will shoot 2 free throws. It is 74-65. With 5:31 left, Lindsey Wilson leads. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. After 14 first half points, that's his first points of the second half. He's got 16. 74-65, 9-point game. 5:36 left. Laney with it, comes off the high pick, steps back, 15-foot jumper, no good, but draws the foul. That's going to be against Galna, and that will be his fifth.
74-65, Lindsey Wilson leads it by 9. Chance to go back up by double digits. So Shaq Laney will have 2 free throws coming up. The Raiders shooting 57% from the field, 50 from behind the three-point arc. Pikeville up to 41% overall, 31 from behind the arc. Let's just close the gap a little bit on the rebound. He now just trails it by 8, 29-21. Laney to the free throw line. He's 4 for 4 today, but misses that one. 81% free throw shooter coming into the game. Chance to make it a 10-point cushion. It's good. He's got 15. 75-65, 5.5 left. Parsley brings it up in the front court for Upike. Hands it off to Carlton. Works it one-on-one against Laney. Loses it, picks it back up. Kicks it outside for Parker. Asking for a pick. Gets it from Dominique. Kicks it outside for Carlton. Looks down low. Can't get it to Dominique. He'll drive. Throws it out to Parker. He'll penetrate inside. Shot up and good. Jazz Parker with 14. He's got 12 in this half. 8-point game as we head towards 5 minutes. 75-67. J.R. Adams with it. Working against Parker's man-to-man. Hands it off to Laney. Laney comes off a high pick by Eldridge. Throws it out in the corner for Ostermer. 3-ball on its way. Good. Rattles it in. John Ostermer with his second 3 of the game. He's got 6 points. It's back to a 11-point game. Parker drives on Adams. Gets cut off. Kicks it outside for Parsley. Fakes a 3. Penetrates inside. Shot up. Good. What a tough shot for Chase Parsley. He's got 5 points. 9-point game. 78-69. 4:23 left. Adams with the basketball, asking for a pick from Ostermer. Gets it. Drives, hands it off to Laney. 15 on the shot clock. Laney gets to the left elbow, a little bit deeper, and kisses it off the glass and in. 17 points for Shaq Laney, 80-69 as we hit 4 minutes left in this ballgame. Carlton drives on Laney, gets cut off. He slips, steps back, high arching shot. It's an air ball. Rebound Adams, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Upike's basketball. (80-69), 3:55 left. Pikeville with the ball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Parsley drives on Cundiff, goes up and under. Shot blocked by Eldridge, but a foul first on Peyton Cundiff will send Parsley to the line. Nope, they say it was J.R. Adams with the foul, his first. So Parsley to the line for 2 shots. He's a 64% free throw shooter on the season. Has 5 points in the game. First one's on its way up. It's good. Chase Parsley, a junior out of Kermit, West Virginia. Went to Sheldon Clark High School. Free throw, good. Couple makes. He's got 7 points and a timeout on the court. Timeout Pikeville, 80-71. We'll step away for 1 minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
J.R. Adams with the foul, his first. So Parsley to the line for 2 shots. He's a 64% free throw shooter on the season. Has 5 points in the game. First one's on its way up. It's good. Chase Parsley, a junior out of Kermit, West Virginia. Went to Sheldon Clark High School. Free throw, good. Couple makes. He's got 7 points and a timeout on the court. Timeout Pikeville, 80-71. We'll step away for 1 minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. J.R. Adams with the foul, his first. So Parsley to the line for 2 shots. He's a 64% free throw shooter on the season. Has 5 points in the game. First one's on its way up. It's good. Chase Parsley, a junior out of Kermit, West Virginia. Went to Sheldon Clark High School.
80-71, 3:48 left. Blue Raiders up by 9. It'll be Lindsey Wilson's basketball. They'll have to go the full length of the court. Upike hasn't pressed much today. It's something that they have done historically. Because each team's different. You just never know. This has not been a pressing team today, but you never know. I'm sure they will. Lindsey Wilson continues to lead. Comes late, they'll have to do something. Adams with the basketball as he works in between the circles against Parsley's man-to-man. Drives with the left hand. Lays it off to Ostermer. Down in the corner. Kicks it outside for Eldridge around to Laney. 10 on the shot clock. Laney off of a high pick. Goes inside. Stops and pops. Shot good from just outside the lane. Laney's had a heck of a day. He's got 19, one off his career high here at Lindsey Wilson. Parsley throws it out to Parker on the left side. Lindsey Wilson in the zone. Carlton to Parsley. Top of the key to Carlton. Fakes the 3, steps in, kicks it outside for Schmidt. He'll give it over to Parsley. A deep 3. Good. 10 points for Parsley, all coming in this half. 8-point game, 82-74, 2:52 left. Parsley, a 41% three-point shooter. Adams drives, gets cut off, kicks it outside for Eldridge, around to Laney. Gets bumped, no call. He's going to penetrate against Parsley, and they call an offensive foul on Laney. Parsley did a good job of getting over, but it's a tough one. But credit Parsley for taking the charge. Foul on Laney's his third. Non-shooting foul as Laney and as Lease and Stotts comes back into the game. Ostermer and Cundiff go out. 2:39 left. 82-74. Upike basketball, trailing it by 8. Carlton brings it up in the front court. Goes it outside for Schmidt. He'll give it up top to Parsley. 3 straight away. Nope, not even close. Got his own rebound, put it back up and in. Parsley with 12 points, and boy, Parsley's played terrific basketball in this second half. Didn't score in the first. He's got 12 now. 82-76, 2:05 left. Adams going to drive, throws it over his head to Eldridge. 3, top of the key. Nope, no good. Knocked out by Adams, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Lindsey Wilson's basketball. Minute 58 left. Upike trying to come back after digging a huge hole without their best player. Carlton with it. Angles towards the left side. Comes off a high pick. Sees a lane. He'll go inside. Blocked by Eldridge and taken away by Stotts. Lease in the backcourt. Gives it to Adams. JR runs it up into the front court. Just does cross the timeline with a couple seconds, or with a second to spare. Adams drives all the way inside. Puts it up. It goes. And he's fouled. Fouls on Parsley. That's his third. Adams with 13 all in this half, and will go to the line for the N1. So Adams goes to the line. Chance to build on this 8-point lead with 94 seconds left. Free throws up. It's no good. Misses his first free throw of the season. 84-76. Parsley with it, working against Lease's man-to-man. Angles towards the left side. Throws it down in the corner to Parker. Parker looks down low, gives it to Lehue. He'll kick it back outside for Carlton for the 3. Nope, no good. Rebound Adams. Minute 13 left. That may have done it. That may be the last hope for Upike. Gives it to Adams. He'll run it up in the corner, kicks it out to Stotts for a 3. Nope, no good. Eldridge tips it back out to Lease. Coach Keith Atkins looks over to Kel Stotts and says, why? We go under a minute left, and J.R. Adams is fouled by Parsley. Parsley with 4 fouls. Adams goes to the line. He had made all 6 of his free throws prior to that last miss. Made it 26 of 26, now 26 of 27. He'll have 2 looks here. Free throws up. Good. Well, he got a good bounce on a not-so-good shot. One more coming up. Chance to make it a 10-point game with 54 seconds left. This one's good. 15 for J.R. Adams. 86-76, 53 seconds left. Parker brings it up in the front court for the Bears, and a timeout. Upike. Timeout on the court. We'll step away for a minute. This is Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Free throws up. Good. Well, he got a good bounce on a not-so-good shot. One more coming up. Chance to make it a 10-point game with 54 seconds left. This was good. 15 for J.R. Adams.
86-76, 53 seconds left. Parker brings it up in the front court for the Bears, and a timeout, Upike. Timeout on the court. We'll step away for a minute. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. Free throws up. Good. And he got a good bounce on a not-so-good shot. One more coming up. Chance to make it a 10-point game with 54 seconds left. This was good. 15 for J.R. Adams. 86-76, 53 seconds left. Parker brings it up in the front court for the Bears.
86-76. Blue Raiders trying to upset the number 15th ranked team in the country and win their third consecutive game. Upike will inbound. It'll be Carlton, who's had a terrific afternoon. Will inbound on the sideline with 49.2 seconds left. Pass comes into Lehue, right back to Carlton. He'll come off of a screen, pulls the trigger on a three that's no good. Rebound Eldridge for Lindsey Wilson, and he's fouled immediately.
Fouls on number 3, Parsley.
It'll be Chase Parsley, who just fouled out. Parsley finishes the game with 12 points, all coming in the second half. Baird's going to come back in for Parsley. Matt Eldridge goes to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 in the game. You have 2 looks here on the double bonus. Free throw up. It is no good. Second free throw, short. Rebound by Lehue. Quickly in the front court, it comes Parker. He'll come off the screen, throws it outside for Carlton. Drives in the lane, layup, up and good. Carlton with 21, that's a new season high. Pass comes into J.R. Adams, and he's fouled with 29.7 seconds left. Foul on Carlton's his 4th. So Adams goes to the free throw line. JR 8 of 9 tonight. Make it 9 of 10. He has scored 16 points all in this second half. Second free throw, good. He's got 17. Parker quickly up in the front court. 88-78, three-pointer off the wing. No good. Long rebound ran down by Schmidt. He'll step to the side, shoot the three. It's short, no good. Rebound by Stotts. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds left. Pikeville backs off, and that's going to be the ball game. Stotts will have to cross the line. He just does before the 10-second call, and that's going to be the ball game. 88-78. Lindsey Wilson wins it. And the Blue Raiders move to 11-9 on the season, 2-3 in conference play. Pikeville falls to 16-4, 3-2 in the Mid-South Conference. Let's step away for 2 minutes. We'll come back with the final numbers. We'll visit with Coach Keith Atkins. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.
Schmidt, he'll step to the side, shoot the three. It's short, no good. Rebound by Stotts. Shot clock turned off, 13 seconds left. Pikeville backs off, and that's going to be the ball game. Stotts will have to cross the line. He just does before the 10-second call, and that's going to be the ball game. 88-78, Lindsey Wilson wins it. And the Blue Raiders move to 11-9 on the season, 2-3 in conference play. Pikeville falls to 16-4, 3-2 in the Mid-South Conference. Let's step away for 2 minutes. We'll come back with the final numbers. We'll visit with Coach Keith Atkins. This is Blue Raider basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. He'll step to the side, shoot the three. It's short, no good. Rebound by Stotts. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds left. Piker backs off, and that's going to be the ball game. Stotts will have to cross the line. He just does before the 10-second call, and that's going to be the ball game. 88-78. Lindsey Wilson wins it. And the Blue Raiders move to 11-9 on the season, 2-3 in conference play. Piker falls to...
Blue Raiders win it here this afternoon. 88-78. Lindsey Wilson scores 50 points in that second half after leading it at the break 38-36. Let's go through the final numbers. Blue Raiders shoot 58.3% from the field, 28 of 48, 11 of 23 from the field, or behind the three-point line for 48%. Lindsey goes 21 of 31 from the free throw line for 68%. Upike shoots 24 of 58 from the field for 41%, 6 of 22 from the line behind the three-point arc for 27%. They make 24 of 27 free throws for 89%. Lindsey Wilson gets out-rebounded by 9, 35-26. 13 offensive rebounds for Upike. They turn those into 16 second-chance points. 3 offensive rebounds for Lindsey Wilson. They scored on all 3, scored 6 points on those 3 offensive rebounds. Lindsey Wilson had 13 assists, 10 turnovers, a couple blocked shots, and 2 steals. Upike goes 5 assists, 8 turnovers, 2 blocked shots, and 5 steals in the game. It was 38-36 at the break. Lindsey Wilson led it. They outscored Upike 50-42 in the second half to win it 88-78. Lindsey Wilson now 10-4 this season when they lead it at the half. There were 5 ties and 3 lead changes in the game, but Lindsey Wilson started that second half on something like an 18-2 run. Took advantage of a couple of technicals from the Upike players after they didn't like the fouls that were called, and ultimately extended its lead and built it to a point where Upike, while they threatened, they got it down to 6 a couple of times late in the game. Ultimately, Lindsey Wilson prevails 88-78. Individually, Lindsey Wilson puts 5 players in double digits, led by LANEY's 19 points. He was terrific today. 7 of 10 shooting, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, just 1 turnover in 31 minutes. 17 points for J.R. Adams, all coming in the second half. 14 points for Matt Eldridge. 15 points off the bench for Peyton Cundiff. He provided a huge spark for Lindsey Wilson from beyond the arc. He was 4 of 4 from three-point range. He made 3 of 5 free throws in the game. 7 points for Pierre Lee, 6 for John Oster. He had a couple of threes in the game. Fried and Staneas played, but did not score. For Upike, they had 4 players in double digits, led by Javante Carlton's 21 points on 6 of 15 shooting. 16 points, 10 rebounds for Luke Lehue. 14 points for Jazz Parker, all those coming in the second half. Chase Parsley did the same thing, scored all 12 of his points in the second frame. Xavier Galna finishes with 8 points, 3 for Javen De La Cruz. The conference's leading scorer had just 3 shot attempts today, fouled out. Had 4 turnovers in just 13 minutes of action. Had 3 first-half fouls. Then picked up an early 4th foul and a technical right after that 4th foul, and his day was done. 2 points for Darrell Dominique and 2 points for Brady Schmidt. Stanley Perrin and Damon Tobler played but did not score. Lindsey Wilson wins it by a score of 88-78. Coach Keith Atkins joins me here courtside. Coach, that's a big-time win there.
Yeah, it's one, this has been a great week for us. And, coming into this week, we told the guys, we've got 4 straight home games, and none of them are must-win. But, man, they'll go a long way to getting us towards a little closer to where we need to be. And our guys took care of business. Give them a lot of credit. I think we changed some things, and not from a coaching staff standpoint, but from an internal standpoint. I think they changed. Our guys did. They changed some things this week. We got a little bit more sharing the basketball, better at that. We got some guys that we lost a little bit. I wouldn't call it selfishness, but we found out that, if we really share it and just try to create something for someone else, good things can happen. So, hopefully that's a sign of things that are permanent change, not just something we did this week and revert back.
You talked about that in the pregame that you want your guys to play with the energy they had on Thursday night. I think they played with that kind of injury. They had probably a little bit of a lull in the second half, but for the most part, it was almost there. Let's call it 38 minutes anyway.
Yeah, yes, and I think more than anything, what we saw during that lull is a little bit of fatigue. I mean, we've got some guys logging a lot of minutes.
This is the third game in 5 days?
Exactly,
too.
And next week it won't be like that. We'll get a little bit more rest up front. No Monday game, just Thursday, Saturday next week. But all 5 starters logged more than 31 minutes. You got Peyton came in there with another 17 great minutes. John Otzimer is figuring it out. He struggled a little bit in the first half of this one, but the second half, a huge 3 there late, 14 good minutes for us. So, got some people really contributing that are kind of finding out, what we need them to do.
Outside of the offensive rebounds that Pikeville had, I thought your defense was spectacular today. I thought you cut the dribble drive off for the most part. You did a pretty good job of defending the three. When they hit threes, they were 3-4 feet behind the three-point line. I thought your defense was good today.
Well, and let's look at their threes. They hit 6 of them. In the first half, Javante Carlton hits one to basically start the game that was deep and in transition. It's just a tough shot. Then right off of that, Xavier Gayona comes in, and he's going 100 miles down the right side and just catches and bangs it from deep. That's the only 2 they hit in the first half, so we have to live with that. Second half, Chase Parsley hits 2, and Chase Parsley's a good shooter, but he's a guy that's only going to look for threes if he has to. And 2 for 7, that's well beyond how many he wants to attempt in a game. So we kind of played the percentages. Hey, this guy's not going to beat us. I'm not going to say Chase Parsley's not a kid that can beat you. I love that kid. He plays hard. He's got a lot of heart. Tough kid. But we were going to make him beat us. And then Jazz Parker was a guy we just basically were not going to defend. No offense to him. He was 7 of 22 coming in, 22 attempts in 19 games, and especially against some of those lesser teams up front there. We thought, hey, we'll take our chances with Jazz Parker getting 13 shots and 7 threes. I mean, we got to take our chances with that. And if he hits them, then you pat him on the rear end and say, hey, great shot, and we move on. But I thought we played scouting report just about as well as we could.
Only 10 turnovers today.
Hey, how about that? And I think one of the big reasons our turnovers are cutting down by game is we're playing 2-point guards. J.R. Adams is basically a point guard, but I call him a combo.
Yeah.
Because he shoots it so well, he has no trouble transitioning off to the 2 spot, and now all of a sudden we've got 2 primary ball handlers in the game at all times, and I think that's gone a long way to cutting down that number of turnovers for us.
I completely agree with you. I hadn't really thought of that. I have another theory as well I'd like to share with you, is the fact that you're sharing the ball so well that people are actually looking for it. You're not forcing anything, and the fact that everybody is kind of on the same page has really cut the turnovers down as well.
No question. The chemistry's starting to come along, and let's face it, once again, we've got, 9 guys that are playing, 8 guys that are playing an abundance of minutes, and it's the first time I've coached them. It's the first time they've played for me. None of these guys, other than going down through there, Kale and John, had any game experience with each other. So that's obviously going to take some time to work itself out, and those guys are kind of figuring it out. It's taken some time, it really has, but hey, we'll work with it, and we'll continue to get better.
There was a lot of stars in this game, in my opinion. Let's start with Shaq Laney. I thought, his 19 points, his getting to the basket, very efficient, 7 of 10 shooting. He got 4 rebounds, his 5 assists. And I think back to, I believe it was in the first half. Yeah, it was in the first half. He backed down a guy brought the double team to him and fed a wide open Kel Stotts. I mean, that's the type of play. And when Shaq started figuring that out, boy, he's really shined over the last really couple weeks.
Well, and all of a sudden we talking about another position change, like JR coming into the lineup. We've taken Shaq from playing the 3 spot to playing the 4 spot. And when we talked about it early in the season, he's like, I'm not really a 4. And I said, I know you're not, but understand this: at this level, you can guard almost any 4-man we play against.
Sure.
The 4-man at this level will have trouble guarding you. Yeah. So all of a sudden, he's having a lot more opportunities. I thought late he held on to that one where he charged, held on to it too long. Maybe could have gotten somebody else an opportunity, but that's about it. That's about the only blemish, and you're right, he was really good tonight.
JR finished with 17, Kel 10, Eldridge 14, Peyton Cundiff's 15 were very big in this game tonight.
Man, what a stat line. That kid played 17 and a half minutes, didn't miss a shot, hit 4 threes. Man, missed a couple free throws. We'll get on him about that. Did get a rebound, but no turnovers. That's the biggest thing. He comes out there, makes some shots, and doesn't get any turnovers. Throw in there the fact that nobody at all plays harder than that kid.
Yep.
I mean, that kid, when I say something, I want somebody to be like this, somebody to be like that. Man, like this week, I'll pat Chris Coffey from Georgetown on the back. I don't think anybody really goes after rebounds like that kid does. Nobody at this level, anyway. And I said, guys, I need a Chris Coffey type rebounder. And man, he's come out. He didn't only got one tonight, but he comes out and he went after it early in the week, and he tried really hard to become that. He's
fearless.
That's an understatement. You'll see him go into walls and the defenders, and every once in a while he gets going a little bit too fast. But man, I'd rather have to tone somebody down than have to build them back up to hey, you're not going fast enough, you're not going hard enough.
Coach, I was curious about the locker room. I got to think 0-3 in the Mid-South Conference. You kept preaching to the guys, you know what? Be patient. It's okay. We get to go home for a while now. I don't know if you can really expect the guys to buy into that. But now you've been home, you've won 3 in a row, you've won 2 conference games against 2 good opponents. Do you see them start believing in what you were saying?
No question. I think they're starting to believe in it. They're starting to understand that, hey, if I'm not mistaken, 2 games today, both teams won, home teams.
That's right.
So what is 17 of 18 now?
17 of 18.
And as I tell them this stuff, I think they probably go back and check to make sure I'm not lying to them. But I think they're starting to figure it out that, hey, coach has got a point here. We're not out of this thing by a long stretch. And, there's all of a sudden, if the home teams continue to win, what you're going to have is everybody bunched up in the middle, and it's anybody's at that point. So I think all of a sudden they've got a little bit of swagger, if you will. I don't know if that's the right term. They definitely got some confidence. So it's like I told them today when we started this after the Campbellsville game. I said, guys, we've got 4 in a row at home. And they're not must win, but we need them. Let's face it, we need these games. And I just told them, I said, remember what I said? I said we need 4, not 3. So we've got 3 of the 4 down. We got 1 more coming up next Thursday against Cumberland's. That not a must win, but man, it'll go a long way if we could get it.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, man.
That's LWC men's basketball coach Keith Atkins. Blue Raiders win it by a score of 88-78. The sweep today here at Bigger Sports Center. The women won earlier, 76-68. Lindsey Wilson men improved to 11-9, now 2-3 in conference play. Pikeville 16-4 and 3-2 in the Mid-South Conference. Lindsey Wilson back in action, as Coach mentioned, on Thursday, January 24th. It's a doubleheader. Women begin at 6 p.m., men at 8 as the University of the Cumberlands comes to Bigger Sports Center. Again, that's next Thursday, January 24th. Hope you'll join us for that one if you can't make it to the gym. I want to thank Coach Keith Atkins for his pre- and post-game thoughts. You, the listener and viewer, here this afternoon as we go into the evening as Lindsey Wilson sweeps today. Women win 76-68, men 88-78. Until Thursday, I'm Chris Wells. This has been Blue Raider Basketball on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network. In the Mid-South Conference. Lindsey Wilson back in action.